Another intercepted call, Mitchell, which is Brick Baby, and Big U coordinated how Mitchell would give Big U the proceeds from a robbery that Brick Baby did. Big U and Brick Baby were talking about how much money should go towards Big U. Then in multiple other intercepted calls and text messages, Big U talked with Blanton and Robinson to help Henley collect from Brick Baby's associate. Talking about Mitchell, Blanton says they robbed a nigga for some shit. They made a nigga call his plug, then they booked him. Talking about further splitting the proceeds, Big U told Blanton, I'm gonna grab half of whatever he got them. I'm gonna give it to Vay, and Vay could bring the rest to you. Okay, so these guys were caught on wiretap, basically explaining and trying to break down and argue about who gets the money, when they get the money. Not only is this money kind of like it's kind of like obtained illegally, but none of this money is supposed to, the money's obtained illegally, right? But everything with them breaking it down, like they're doing it on the phone, which is being wiretapped, okay? So it's a bunch of extortion. So we get to find out that Big U was all about extortion. Now, what people found out, and let me see if I can find like a succinct video for this. Big U, it was Shaq and Draymond Green. Oh, fuck. Let me just search it. So Shaq and Draymond Green were part of the people who were being extorted, okay? I don't know if, I think people figured it out. Let's see.
It's looking like Nipsey.
Crimes including extortion, human trafficking.
By the way, here's the thing too. You want to know what's ironic? If you go to Shaq's Instagram, right? Go to Shaq's Instagram and just keep scrolling down. 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 Wait, hold on. Oh. Fuck, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Maybe he deleted it. Did he delete it? Oh. Wait. No, it's right here. Hold on. Now, I'm gonna, because I like to stay out of LA business, I'm gonna allude to certain shit. But if you go back to December 20th, Shaq has a tweet that says, please continue to vote for Eugene Henley, LA Chargers linebacker, for the next 3 days. If you don't know who this is Big U's son. Now, here's the reality about this. I keep telling y'all, Shaq has somehow fooled the world with this, like this. Yo, this is my deep voice, I'm super. Shaq been a nigga who been playing in the streets. This, it was alleged that Shaq was trying to get a couple niggas knocked off while he was a Laker. I don't know if people realize that. Shaq has been playing in the streets, and I think it's because of his personality and also his likability. There's a whole case about that where Shaq was actually not named and the other people were actually named and charged, right? But essentially the whole story goes, Shaq was playing in the streets. Shaq was getting niggas touched. Facts. You get what I'm saying? Now, it makes sense that if Shaq, who's a basketball player and a Laker at that point, is starting to meddle in the streets, at some point you start dealing with the niggas who really play in the streets. And they might be like, yo, it's not even like extortion. It's just kind of like, it's like, yo, bro, you got to show us some love. How you show them some love? You got to go donate to us. We're going to use that money for whatever, but that big ass salary, you got to donate some of it. What we get to find out is that Shaq was one of the people. And by the way, chat, what I said is not made up. Shaq, there's a lawsuit filed. Shaq told me to kill people. Just think about this. I'll read it for y'all. Shaq requested and directed his former friend to kill several people. This is what you realize. Yo, Shaq was a Laker at that point, beloved. This shit never came out at that time. You get what I'm saying? Imagine finding out that LeBron is trying to get a nigga knocked off in LA. But because it's LeBron, it doesn't come out till like 8 years after he retires. Shaq requested and directed his former friend to kill several people, including a gang member, a record producer, and a woman he impregnated. Like, that's literal murder for hire. Those are shocking allegations in a new lawsuit. Shaq's former pal, an ex-gang member, suing Shaq for allegedly masterminding a plot to have him kidnapped by other gang members. Now, granted, this is a civil suit, and there's probably just not enough for like a criminal, but this went under the radar. You know why? Because people are like, nah, his friend is probably just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, Shaq isn't that type of guy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, you know what people talk? They say Shaq played in the streets. They say Shaq has played in the streets since he was a Laker. Like, there's certain people that are NFL athletes or basketball players that you don't know. You know who they said played in the streets too? Marvin Harrison. They said Marvin, not Junior, that's his son. Marvin Harrison, search his name on Search on Murder. But here's the thing, with this nigga, when he played in the street, like, he was so quiet and likable. Everybody, I'm a Colts fan, we all loved him. We're like, nah, he doesn't even fit that characteristic to do that type of shit. Like, you know, a nigga like Aaron Hernandez had like tattoos over his fingers, he throwing up all these signs. Marvin Harrison was like, yeah, it's like, no, what? But these were guys that supposedly played in the streets. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these NFL athletes and NBA athletes, they play in the streets. Look, Marvin Harrison accused of murder in 2010. Look, there was a whole thing about them. Look.
In 2008, on the corner of 25th, but he could see the gestures of threat and counter-threat. The fat man would stay in his car and called somebody on his cell.
Yo, all I'm saying, niggas, y'all be thinking these athletes are just choir boys. So that's what I'm saying. When I see Shaq's name and Big U's name, I'm saying, Now, I think I found the video where they're going to talk a little bit more about Shaq and Draymond Green as well was getting extorted.
Trafficking, fraud.
Not really. They don't call it extortion because it was like donations. Extortion is like, give me this money or else you're getting robbed. These guys seem like they were willingly contributing, maybe for protection, maybe for muscle. We don't know.
And the murder of a rapper in 2021. But this same man, Eugene Henley, is known throughout the Los Angeles community. He's been involved with work, including youth charities, and the feds say he did it all to further his own criminal enterprise.
Wow.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur, running a music label, and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles, funding a South LA-based charity, developing options, which purports to help at youth.
So that's what the embezzlement part is, right? So Big U found a way, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I see why Big U wanted to get Wack 100 out of here. Because Wack 100 used to be really cool with Big U. If you've never seen, let's go, there's a few even Twitter clips. Big U, Wack 100, Big U, Wack 100. Yo, I'm surprised that Big U didn't aggressively try to get Wack the fuck out of here. You know why? Wack was cool with Big U at a certain point. And hear what Wack did, right? Wack started to talk about Big U's methods of how he was finessing. Because you know all these street dudes, they don't really go straight. They kind of like operate under the guise of going straight, but they're still kind of, you know, heavy-handedly trying to get their shit done because, yo, that's where they have their most, you know, cachet in the streets. So Big U was, you know, creating these charities, but like he would kind of go to guys that had the bread and be like, yo, you ain't gonna donate to my charity? And it wasn't like, oh, do you feel generous or not? It was more like, yo, bro, you know I'm a street nigga. I could do something to you. Like, you know, you could either give us the 20K or we could rob you for 200K. And also when the money came in, the funds, they were then also used for whatever nefarious, like, you know, things as opposed to the intended goal. So there's a lot of embezzlement going on. Like, listen to this. Okay.
Oh, who y'all talking about?
Oh, I know you ain't got a hold of this work. And you'd have went crazy.
Yeah, I know what y'all talking about. What happened?
Oh no, this New Jersey work.
He talking about the Big U.
Big U, that nigga Biggie. All them niggas. I got all the work. Nigga, what? Who? Dead homies, I got the work. Nigga, what you talking about?
Now, this whole federal thing is really convoluted and complex. The feds have accused Big U of many different things. The top level thing is that he tried to use, as the older he got, he tried to legitimize himself by being a community leader, and he was working with local governments, taking a budget out of approximately $535,000 a year from a grid program, and he was using that money to do bullshit, really, but he was supposed to be working with the police in trying to squash gang violence. They're claiming he was keeping up gang violence, okay? While he had a contract to try to squash it, he was encouraging it. So he got about $2.5 million from the government to try to stop the violence, but he was supposedly extorting people, doing all type of stuff. But not only that, right? So the government is overall pissed off that you're using government funds, which is supposed to be for the stopping of crime, to keep crime going on, right? But secondly, they were accusing him of pimping women. They were accusing him of having gang members rob other people under extortion, but they were also accusing him of something very interesting: dealing out and supplying weapons to other people to commit violence. Now, that's where it spans beyond California, because it then also says the Rollin 60s as a gang would orchestrate and disseminate and sell guns and ship guns all the way across the country to give to other Rollin 60 members to do crimes. Okay? That's where we get somebody like Sue Surf and the other Rollin 60s that were in New Jersey, because in one of what they're accusing the Rollin 60s in New Jersey of doing is that they're saying, yo, y'all got caught and we have proof that y'all are getting y'all supply from Cali and subsequently Eugene Henley, which is Big U. Okay? Here we go, though.
He's included in this, that, conspiracy all through there. Nigga ain't see the court date. You want to work? Here you go.
Okay.